Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of The Legend of Grimrock. Okay, last episode we finished 3 more of these little trials on this floor. We got the iron door, we made plenty of progress, we got attacked by a crazy tentacle monster thingy-mabobby out of this grate. Now all of the grates are looking scary to us. And we have just one more to do. This is the one that I think might get me killed. I'm so worried about this. And I haven't saved it. I should have saved it between videos. I didn't save it between videos, but I could have done it there. And none of you would have ever known. You wouldn't have been any the wiser. And there's one other thing I wanted to mention as well that I've got on my list here. You know how for ages I didn't have any missile weapons because I waited till I got the bow? Turns out there's actually a slingshot on earlier levels. Somebody mentioned that. There's a slingshot you can use, and what it does is it fires rocks, but it lets you use a missile weapon. And when that person mentioned it in the comments, I do actually remember now, yeah, that such a thing does exist. So there's that. If you're playing through 2, keep an eye out. Apparently it's quite well camouflaged into the floor, and that could be something you want to know. Okay, so anyway, we are going to make a few potions because I am scared. What am I doing here? There we go, that's what I'm doing. Each character is going to have one. Arachnia is going to have the last one. I think mainly I'll need them from my front lines. I'm going to be playing this floor, sorry, with my inventories open. Okay, that looks alright. Can I do anything else to help myself? I don't think so, because these enemies, like the skeletons, they seem to be immune to poison anyway, so there's not much point doing it. Okay, like enchanting the arrows. Alright, here we go. We're also going to swap the torch. Come guess. Oh no. Oh, do I not have a better torch? Sorry, this is fascinating commentary. I know. Hold on. There we go. Oh no, both of my torches are almost out. That's not good. I don't want to have to rely on the light spell. Oh, game. Oh, has it gone out genuinely now? Yeah, it's almost gone out. Okay, we're just going to have to hope this lighting holds for us. Oh, this is a recipe for disaster. Okay, here we go. Right. What we get here, you'd think that the bastry and the menagerie would be the difficult one, but no. What we get here is a room with 3 pressure pads. I didn't mean to trigger that so early. Is a room with 3, like a long corridor that closes down, and all of a sudden you can't get through, right? And as soon as that happens, it also attacks you from behind with like loads of archers and stuff, and you basically get forced, you get routed into a catacomb that's behind us, and it's swarming with skeletons in there. There's loads of them. Did he just go through the... He just went through the teleport. I don't know whether I'm happy about that or not. Basically, this is swarming with skeletons. Last time I got really pushed in there, but that guy seems to have... I don't know whether I'm happy about that at all, guys. We might be alright. And you've kind of just got to fight your way out. There's a note here, which we'll give a read in a second. Did I read the other note? Yeah, I did. It was just the thing, wasn't it? So, do your very best to try and stay alive. Don't get ganged up on. Don't get kind of attacked from multiple angles. Like you see that I might be in a second. Keep moving. Yeah, there's one behind me right now. There, more archers. And you'll excuse me. See, look, Liz just did 0 damage. I don't understand why. Come on, nobody die. Die, please. Well, yeah, you die, just not me die. There we go. Come on. Sugar lumps. Oh, he's there on the left. He's there on the right. Sorry. Oh, oh God. Where am I? Where am I? Uh-oh. No, no, don't want to go down there. Drink the potions. Ah, so you come into this stuff prepared, and you're way better off. Okay, I'm at the front. Right, that's where I am. Ah, why do I only have 1 bolt? Did I waste all of my other bolts firing at the archer that went through the teleporter? I bet I did. I should have kept my bow, I think. I'm going to go out and kill that archer, I think, before I try and press deeper into there. Because, oh, hello. Were you following me? Were you following me without my consent? How very dare you? That's stalking. There we go. Right. Oh, he had 1 bolt. Yeah, we're gonna have to kill. Hello. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Man, that would have been such a sweet shot. I know you tried to run from me. I feel like a horrible person now because I'm attacking this guy. Oh, I wonder if he could just like go into any of the teleporters that just end up in all kinds of weird places. I only have 2 bolts. What is this? Okay, but Arachnia leveled up. I feel like I had more levels up before. So what I did last time, I believe, was I gave her another 4 into spellcraft because this gives her combat caster, which is 25% faster spell casting. Delicious. So we get that. I'm also going to rest because we haven't rested yet. And I don't know. I feel like we might get another message. What do you know? I watched this dungeon being built. But they took it away from my people and twisted it. Filled it with traps and riddles. That is not how this place was meant to be. So, some of you might have been thinking, well, these messages we've been getting from this guy, and we're also getting weird dreams about someone waiting for us below. Are they the same person? Is this Turum we're speaking to in these dreams? Well, oh god, this didn't happen on my test run. Please, no. You might have been thinking, seriously, that didn't happen before. This dungeon always freaks me out whenever it does that. You might have been thinking, is this the same guy? Well, this person that's talking to us from down below seems to have watched it be built. Turum's just another prisoner. This is the note we got down in the catacombs just now. He says, it seems I'm not the first prisoner to go through these ancient tunnels, and in case I'm not the last, I've started to write down my thoughts and discoveries. Although I certainly do hope that no one else needs to suffer through these dungeons. Turum. So, what I find interesting about this note as an aside is that he's talking about that, like, we're already quite far down. We've already seen a few of his notes. I don't know why he's only just telling us that he's writing them down, because we already know it. Perhaps he went back up, like, and tried to tell us what he remembered about the dungeon. In any case, it's seeming now unlikely that these are the same character. At least on my first run through, that's the conclusion I came to. I will speak neither way as to the conclusion of this game, but yeah. Okay, we've had 6 quarrels for a while now. There's definitely more enemies around here. I've had a much easier time this time. I wasn't trying to build it up unnecessarily. I have had a much easier time. The catacombs, to progress forward through here, the catacombs are a bit of a maze. I guess this is the obligatory maze type area on this floor. They're a bit of a maze, but mainly what you're doing is looking around for pressure pads that are on the floor. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to let them hit me, but I'm going to obviously take the hit, let them be hit by the poison cloud. And can you see how Arachnia now casts much faster? I can get several fireballs in while they stand in the dot, the damage over time. What you're doing in this catacomb is you are looking for these pressure pads, and you need to take weight off of them. There's 3 of them. This was one just now, which we've now solved. Ah, look. Brilliant. Don't know how long we were in darkness there for, but we finally got something. Okay. Liz has also leveled up. Liz, I'm going to go into missile weapons. I'm going to go another 4 because it's a long way away. But when we get to 32, she can shoot 2 things at once, which is awesome. I can't wait to get that. So she's going to go further into missile weapons for that. And because she's doing okay on the old dodging and stuff. Anyway, so we've taken pressure off of this pressure plate. There's another one. Okay, so there's some more crossbow bolts here, which brings us up to 8. Excuse me. There's another one here. We can take this rock off. And you will have seen the other one earlier, if you noticed. It had like some jerky on it or something. But before we finally relieve the 3rd plate so that we can get all the way across, I'm actually going to drop down here. There's nothing to fight here, but we do get some more potion stuff and another 2 bolts. So now we have 10... Where are they? There they are. We now have 10 quarrels. So that's pretty good. And here's the other type of switch as well. And this is once again going to take us into this room. I don't know where he came from. Oh, okay, so he was in a little compartment in the middle. This is going to take us into the room, again, with the key, with the iron door and so forth. Which now we've actually already solved. But, you know, if this is your first time through, you might again be reminded, well, God, well, what's going on in here? How do I get through this? So, yeah, I've done that specifically so I can get these other 2 coral bolts here, because if you think about when we're firing 2 at once, it suddenly, you know, that might look like too much ammo right now. I don't need that much ammo, but you will eventually because of that upgrade. So we've already done the Trials of Thought. We're going to come through here. She's also just leveled up again. What is that? Oh no, okay, sorry, no. So now Natalie's leveled up. Natalie, I think I went more into dodge. Did I go more into dodge? Yeah, she's not going assassination anymore. I'm going to go more into dodge, another 4 in there. Okay. So now she gets plus 15 health, which isn't too bad, to be honest. Yeah, the final pressure pad is just here, which we can take off. And that's the final trial done, pretty much. We'll go through there, and that'll take us back into the old familiar site with the iron door trapdoor. But we've got 2 secrets in here. You will have already seen one, guys, probably. I hope so. Where we release these guys that were on this pressure pad, actually, if we step in here, you will see a switch with an enemy, but this is a secret. So we're going to just knock him out. We're not actually... Oh, yeah, we are locked in. Yeah. So you basically have to fight this guy, and there's no way to dodge. See, people talk so much that, you know, people attest a lot to how much you need to dodge around in this game, but sometimes you can't. But all we get really in here is, aside from the loot that the monster drops, we get a sack. The sack contains some food, some bread, some tar bread, lovely tar bread, and some more gloves which Arachnia can wear for herself because that doesn't affect her dex whatsoever, her evasion. Also, Chaos is leveled up, and I'm going to go more into axes with him for more strength. Yeah, we could go into armors so that we could eventually get heavy armor, and then we could start evading as well as just blocking and taking all the brunt of all the hits. But I'm not too fussed over that right now, so we're just going to go into axes. What is it? What did the final tier? Oh yeah, armor master, protection plus 25. That's pretty great. Shield expert, doubles evasion bonus of equipped shield. So eventually warriors will start becoming evasive characters, I see, but it will take a long time. So we've got that. This is the secret. There's also another bone amulet here, which I find quite interesting. I honestly thought the only one was the one in like the second floor of the game, but there's one there, so both of us have got these now. I also heard for the secret way later on that this bone amulet's used for, you need a skull as well, someone said. But there's going to be plenty of skulls still kind of kicking about, so I'm not too worried about that. Make sure there's no pressure on that pad. There's also another secret in here too. From where this lever is, okay, you want to come around here and face this wall behind you. There's a switch. Now this is one of those secrets that really kind of annoys me, because there's a hidden switch that opens a hidden door in a hidden area. So what we're going to do is we're going to press this, and what this has actually done is release some enemies. If we come back up here to the really northerly pad, it's going to open this door here, which releases these guys. And for the normal player, you're going to press that switch, and all you're really going to know is either nothing, because you're just going to leave, or you might think it had something to do with releasing those guys that were on top of the other pressure pad, or you're just going to see that a random enemies appeared from somewhere. And I guess the idea is you're supposed to be really smart. You're supposed to think, okay, some enemies have just appeared. There is no random encounters. Where did they come from? And then you're going to like press the switch and start running around this entire maze, hoping to see something before it closes again, because it's on a timer. I don't know, it's a lot to swallow. Another Tomb Raider thing that it reminds me of, though, is on the second game, you had to like press a switch in the middle of a maze that opened a random door in a random location that was on a time limit that you had to like run all the way over to, and it was really hard. Anyway, you get in, you barely have any time. There's a secret here. And look, there's an archer's hat. Let's put it on our archer. Well, you don't really want it on the archer, I don't think. This is going to give us protection, but plus 2 dex. Our archer, of course, is building vitality, not evasion, because she has to use both hands and she can't wield a shield. So she's building that. So instead, we'll give it to Arachnia. So she now has some headgear. You see how everything's working out there? We got another bomb back. We got a potion there. I know all of my flasks are all over the place, but hey, we can press this switch to come back to this door, and voila. Let's go to the pressure pad, the trapdoors now then, and we can actually get through. Coming up to the end of the floor now, guys. I really like the structure of this floor. I think it's bloody awesome. As long as I can actually find my way through. Which apparently I can't. What? No, there we go. So, as you can see, all of these are open now. We can come through. Liz is hungry. I have noticed. Sorry. There we go. Wow, that bread didn't actually fill her up. Legitimate bread, the cheese bread stuff, didn't really fill her up that much. And finally, we get our last scroll, which reads, "To depths beyond measure." And now you should be a little bit scared, because last time we came through here, something came out of that grate. What about that grate? No? Anybody? Hello? No? No. So no. There's nothing here. But keep your wits about you, my friends. Alright, again, so we've got this gate. Now what do we do? What do we do, guys? Well, we've been to all of the areas. What have we got? We've got a scroll from each. Now, may I draw your attention to something from a long time ago? These things on the wall. I mentioned earlier that this kind of annoys me, because if you've probably figured it out, right? You're meant to just put one of these scrolls on each of these plinths, these pillars, right? And by doing that, you're supposed to be like forming a sentence so they make sense. So, crimes forgotten. What might make sense to go on there? Crimes forgotten to depths beyond measure? Makes some vague sense. Crimes forgotten by his call? That could make sense. You know, somebody's said, look, you have done something wrong, but I will, you know, I'll forgive your crimes. Like this guy has said, I will forgive your crimes, which is kind of what this dungeon is about, right? Because, you know, we have been absolved of our crimes, but can we escape? So that kind of makes sense. Crimes forgotten, but still dreaming makes some vague sense, I suppose. Crimes forgotten, but never forgiven. Kind of poetic, I suppose, and also kind of makes sense. So which one would you guys go for? I wonder. We'll have a look at the other ones as well. So caverns still echoing to depths beyond measure. Makes sense. Caverns still echoing by his call. Yeah, he shouted down and now they're echoing. Caverns echoing, still echoing but still dreaming. No, that doesn't make any sense. I'll give you that. Caverns still echoing but never forgiven. Doesn't make any sense. Put to sleep to depths beyond measure. Sort of makes sense. Put to sleep by his call. Makes sense. Put to sleep but still dreaming. Kind of poetic and makes sense. Put to sleep but never forgiven doesn't make any sense. And lastly, eternally imprisoned to depths beyond measure makes a lot of sense. Eternally imprisoned by his call, again, makes a lot of sense. Eternally imprisoned but still dreaming makes sense. Eternally imprisoned but never forgiven makes sense, right? So that's the concept. We're trying to make this all make sense, right? And but I tried like every single combination I could possibly imagine, and I tried this for like hours, or at least it felt like hours, a really long time on my first run through. And eventually I actually had to look up a guide while I was playing the game because I just thought I was totally missing the point and there was something else. Because I thought I tried, after a while it wasn't even, does this make sense? I'm just going to try every possible combination on every pillar, and it still didn't work for me. But this is the way you solve it, and it kind of pisses me off because they could have picked better terms for this. So anyway, this is the correct way to do it. Crimes forgotten. Really, it's the poetic ones. Crimes forgotten, but never forgiven. Just going to place that on there. No indication that's done anything, might I add. Caverns still echoing by his call. Okay, so he's called through the caverns. Put to sleep, but still dreaming. And lastly, we're going to look at where the exit is, which is over here. And lastly, well, the exit is over there, but the way we came in, eternally imprisoned and to depths beyond measure. And now we're going to run. Tentacle monsters, maybe, guys? No, there's no tentacle monsters, but the room does fill up with these little fellas. Oh, aren't they quite... These guys aren't actually dangerous, really, at all. But they are bastards, because there's a lot of them. The room swarms with them. Do you remember when we first came in here, when there were, like, those skeletal archers in here? Well, it gets a lot worse, I'll tell you that. This is what I was talking about when I said I was going to use the gate tactic, which is I'll stand by a gate, I'll stand my ground, I'm not going to start dodging around, I'm just going to wait. I will lay down a poison field. All I'm going to do here is I'm just going to close it when Chaos needs to rest. What I could also do is give him a potion when he needs... Yeah, just like that. Also, an even cheesier tactic you can do, speaking of the poison fields, is Arachnia can drop one down, and then we can close it, and that's going to keep damaging them back there. Super cheesy, but it works. You know, it can work. So what we're going to do is just stand here and hack through them. Look at all these guys. Seriously, look at all of them. There's so many. It's just unbelievable. And actually, I do kind of consider the Catacombs to be more difficult than this because, frankly, now Liss is out of ammo, can you see? So we're going to have to back up and rest in a second because Arachnia is out of mana too. So we're going to give it a bit of a rest. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I kind of consider the Catacombs to be hard on this just because you can get caught out, and I suppose you can get caught out there too, but it's a very simple matter to kind of run away if you're quick enough, and you'll be fine. The worst possible thing would be if you place the last scroll, and then you like save it after they've all started to surround you, because if you do get surrounded, it's kind of GG at that point. Now, because we've rested, they will stop hammering on the door. We pick up all 10 of our things again, and we can kind of lure them back. I think we've killed the majority now, but you'd be surprised. There's still going to be a lot of them kicking about. Can you see? Still wandering around in there? And again, I quite like this floor because you don't expect it. It throws unexpected stuff at you. Again, there's kind of... You're expecting the dreams and stuff, and even to an extent, you're starting to expect the weird seismic events of whatever the hell's going on deep down in the dungeon, which we will find out. But you don't expect random stuff to come out of these grates that you've been walking on the whole time. Do you remember way back at the start as well, right at the start of the first episode, where I showed you guys that statue? It shows you that one statue of this weird thing, and you don't. And I said that's going to become an enemy later, right? And we haven't seen a single statue like that for ages, but that will be playing on people's minds, and it's great. It's fantastic. And now it's throwing even these other random things at you. You don't know what's coming. You really don't. And it's good because, as I say, this was like made by 4 guys, and I think they were very, very clever in kind of pacing it just right. So they didn't actually put maybe that many different types of enemies in. They certainly didn't put in that many types of floors, but boy, do you appreciate it every time one of those things appears. Like, it's pretty good. So, right, basically what we did here, I'm going to stop gushing about random crap. We've opened up some doors on the sides here. One has a lever. That is our golden ticket out, my friends. There you go, it's open, we can leave. But there is one little last order of business to attend to. We can get this here. I believe there's a secret. Is there a secret? Shit. There is something nice that we get to pick up. On the other side, perhaps? Over here? Yes, this. We also have a battle axe. So, we do get an upgrade. The knife wasn't necessarily an upgrade, but this one, hand axe, this was 10 power, 11 speed. This thing is 20 power. Requires axes 5. Hey, we've got that. And speed of 9. I remember on my first playthrough, I wasn't axes. I was like swords and maces. Swords on one guy, maces on the other. And I remember seeing this and thinking, oh, I wish I'd got axes. So, it feels really good. So, there you go. Got a new weapon. Chaos is going to be hitting like a boss now. The lights are going to be going out soon. The lights are going out all across television. We're going to get rid of that. We can use our light spell though. I haven't really used that. And there you go, guys. Do you remember I said the save crystal? We've got another bomb. Arachnia can grab. We've got a scroll here which tells us about an ice spell, which of course we're not spec'd into ice. So Ice Magic 13. This would be Frostbolt. Again, using the Bolt rune and the element of ice there. Nothing too important though. There's this here too. More food. Food, by the way, starting to get a little bit more scarce. Still got a full box of it, actually. Actually, no, I tell a lie. At the start of this floor, it was looking a bit scarce, but now we're just kind of filling up again. So, we've got that. We've got a save crystal. And this will be basically our go-to crystal for the next floor, should anybody die or anything like that. But hopefully we'll get through fine. So, welcome to the 5th floor, guys. There's been a tile swap. There's going to be new types of enemies, and it feels a lot more fresh now. So we've kind of done the first bit. We're now on the 5th floor. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that floor. I really do like that floor that we just did. And I will see you next time.